Hey guys, it's Johnny and welcome to Kharkiv, Ukraine. Today's my first day in the country, so what better way? Let's start with the Soviet style workout. Alright, so it's actually only 7 degrees right now, which is 44 Fahrenheit. Normally it would be freezing at this temperature. That's why I have this tough jacket, but because the sun's out and it's spring already, we're gonna do some pull-ups anyways. By the way, just in case you're like, oh, this doesn't look like Ukraine, this could be anywhere. Look at this painting behind me on the wall. If this isn't super Soviet, I don't know what it is. Welcome to Kharkiv, guys. This is one of the things I love about Ukraine, and I wish we had in the US. Our actual pull-up bar kind of setups. And what's so cool, look at this. This is for like kids in the making. This is why like Soviet kids, Russian kids, Ukrainian kids are so strong. I'm literally just walking around and look at this. Look how beautiful this building is. So you'll never believe, but this is actually the downstairs of a co-working space called Fabrika. The actual co-working space is kind of overpriced and sucks, but this bar is really beautiful downstairs. All this kind of old stuff, but then you have like this beauty here, these white cherry blossoms that people probably take for granted because they grew up here and they just see it all the time. But like, it's so pretty, and it's just here. Just going for a casual walk, and you know, not to hype up Ukraine, stereotype, but this is the center of Kharkiv. So awesome in the center of the city is this giant thermometer. It's plus 11 right now, which is actually pretty good. It was down to 1 degree last night, but it's pretty warm and toasty inside, so it's not that bad. Check out this chromed out BMW. Welcome to Ukraine, guys. I wonder who drives this baller car. So what's crazy is right here during the sunset, there's this kind of bunker set up in the middle of the city with photos of what's happening right now in Russia. It's opposite women's government buildings. And it's weird because when I was in Kiev and Odessa and Lviv, I never really saw any of this. Like, I mean, but here, they're like really protesting. I mean, I guess we're so close to the Russian border. So here's the sunset, tanks in the background, and a Falun Gong or Falun Dafa. It's crazy that they're everywhere in the world. Look how beautiful this monument is under the sunset. It's cool that she's holding the Ukrainian flag. Randomly at a restaurant, there's a fashion show happening. Some Ukrainian money, and here's what's really confusing. So the 1 hryvnia note is the same as this coin, but also this coin, which is like half the size. The 2 hryvnia note is that coin. So you would think the 5 hryvnia note is this coin, but no, this coin is 1/20th of that. So I just walked by an auto show for this old Soviet Lada cars. Probably my favorite. So welcome to my Ukraine apartment here in Kharkiv. I'm paying about $550 a month from Airbnb, just because there wasn't any other options. You can find a cheaper place if you look for in like random Telegram groups, maybe Facebook groups, but a lot of places require like a 3 or 6 month contract. And honestly, the system in Ukraine is not very easy. So if anyone wants to come out and rent a bunch of apartments on Airbnb, it's a great opportunity for it because they're all kind of hard to find overpriced. But this one's nice because it has lots of big windows and it's overlooking little parks. So it's quiet, but it's right in the center near Pushinska station. So it's one of these stations. I wanted a big TV and a nice couch to be able to watch Netflix. So that's cool. It has a washing machine, which is nice. Little vanity. But what's really cool is what's behind it. Jacuzzi. And it actually works, surprisingly. So this is a big tub. So one of my favorite things about being in Ukraine is finding all these random things. I just did my pull-up exercises here. There's a girl here literally practicing for like the Olympics probably. And then there's ballerinas over here kind of doing their thing. I'm living in that building right there, and in this park there's these pull-up bars, and not just like a crappy pull-up bar, like everything. Dip stations, more dips, more pull-ups, monkey bars, and look at this wall, all in Cyrillic, of course. I don't know what this is.
Как родная меня мать провожала, тут и вся моя родня набежала, тут и вся моя родня набежала.
People doing pull-ups to their dogs. Awesome. And this is my flat. It doesn't look like much from outside, but I'm gonna show you how close it is to the city center. I'm gonna show you what daily life here in Kharkiv, Ukraine is like, and kind of just show you around the city. So let's take a look. Even though it's super quiet and it's only $500 a month. And here's the thing about every single Ukrainian courtyard, they all look like pre-USSR, kind of Soviet places that aren't very nice. And it almost kind of feels unsafe, but it is super safe here. It is safer here in Kharkiv and in most, pretty much anywhere in the city center of Ukraine than it is in any big city in the US that I've been to. And right across the street is this, basically their central park. So you have the big monument, you have a park that runs all up and down this main street. It's called Shimska Street, which is their basically main street here. This is kind of where all the action happens. And I walk every day to the gym. This morning, let me show you guys the way. So just here, actually literally next door to my building is an architectural university. And this is one of, I think, 30 universities. This is a nice kind of indoor-outdoor cafe called Gingerbread. This is good. And right in front of me is another small park that's part of a cathedral. They call it Mirror Stream. So here it is. There's a fountain. There's tons of kids playing in the park. And then just here is a big cathedral. It's a beautiful sight in the morning. And what's nice is my gym is just another block or two that way. So during the walk every morning, it's only about 10 minutes or so, but whenever I walk around the city center in general, I listen to a Russian learning audiobook. Right now I'm listening to one called Pinsler, and it's nice because it's kind of, you listen and repeat. So it might sound weird because I'm walking around the street like repeating what they're saying, but it's been a great way to pick up some basic Russian over the last 2 months. And if you come to Ukraine, I highly recommend you learn the local language. So if you're in Kharkiv, it's gonna be Russian. Walk away from the gym, and there's a supermarket that I stop by every morning called ATB, or ATB, and it's the cheapest supermarket in Ukraine. So I'm gonna pick up a bottle of water and an espresso. Show some prices. This is about 30 cents, 8 hryvnia, and a giant super Snickers is 75 cents. It's like 3 bars in here. It's way cheaper than it would be in the US. I also like how there are all these tables right by the cashier so you can like organize your stuff. And also these lockers where you can like lock up your things while you go shopping or like other things you bought, because it's a very like walkable city. Here's gonna be my espresso. So the confusing thing is if you choose espresso, it's gonna be sweet. here's the sugar thing, but I think if you adjust it, and then that goes away and you put money in, you have to adjust it again or it'll default. And this is the hryvnia. So it's 10 hryvnia, which is a little bit less than 50 cents. I think it's 40 cents. So I'm gonna, yep, you see adjust this, so I have to go back down to 0. Get an espresso. And it pops down here. So it's not really the best coffee in the world, but for 38 cents, it's super convenient to have a shot of espresso before hitting the gym, which is actually just right behind me across the center or across the square. All right, so I'm about to go to my gym. It's a small kind of basement gym, but it's right in the city center, which makes it really convenient. And it's only 350 hryvnia a month, it's about 12 bucks. If you want a bigger place, you can go to another gym outside. Super chill. But here it is. Alright, so I just got done with my workout and literally just like pretty much right next to the gym and also next to that ATB supermarket is this little park area. And what I like to do is just chill out for half an hour, you know, sometimes just 10 minutes. Afterwards, sit the sun, get a bit of a tan. And it's so nice that there's these parks literally everywhere. Like in the center, within a few blocks, there's always a park, and I love it. While sitting here and tanning, it's a great way to just sit here, listen to a Russian audiobook, learn the language, as well as people watch. There's so many interesting people, kind of just all around the city center. You're never bored. All right, so now that I have worked out, I got my tan and just chilled out a bit. Now I'm walking through another park over to one of the coffee shops. And this is what I love about Kharkiv is there's always so much going on. There's only so many people hanging out, and there's always something to do. And there's parks literally everywhere. So like, it's impossible to walk around and not be able to enjoy nature. You know, have a seat somewhere and just chill out. All right. So behind me is one of my go-to coffee shops. It's called Aroma Kava. It's not the best coffee shop in Ukraine. It's kind of like the Dunkin' Donuts of Ukraine, but it's convenient. It's 24 hours, they have internet, they have plugs, they have okay coffee, so let's go inside. Я хочу американо. Okay.
Americano medium,
Да.
Arabica special.
Да.
Okay, that's fine.
Spasiba. So here we go. It's a nice little setup. It has like power outlets, Wi-Fi, okay coffee. One thing I really like about Ukraine over like Spain or a lot of other countries is I can leave my laptop here while I go to the bathroom and no one ever takes it. I know locals never do it, but I've never had a problem in 2 months. Second cup of coffee. We're at Moncava and I'm about to go home, but I want to quickly show you two of my other favorite cafes. This place has great coffee and desserts, but it's not really a good place to work. And Lviv croissants right here is another good. So this is another great place to work and actually has really nice kind of ambience and really nice fresh baked croissants as well. But they have terrible coffee, so I normally get a tea here. And I normally just plug in here and work. So on my way back, I'm gonna stop by this lunch canteen called Casa De Masa. And it's one of my kind of go-to favorite places. It's like an upscale version of Pizza Hata, which is a very similar concept. They have these all over Ukraine. They have kind of like made to order or already made foods, potatoes, meats, salads, and it's just a really nice place. Really comfortable to sit at, just have a meal. So now I'm just walking back home on that same kind of block. This is the opera house that we just passed. And what's nice is just on the other side of the street is gonna be a nice park to walk through. And on the other side of the street is that mirror stream fountain that we passed this morning, as well as the cathedral. This is what I love about Kharkiv is if you're in the center, everything is so close. I probably walked maybe I don't know, a mile today, maybe 2 kilometers, but everything is kind of just like a nice walk. It's like a really nice walk. By the way, a Kharkiv institution is this bakery called Kalinchi. Really terrible coffee, but the Kharkivians love it. I think it's one of their local bakeries. They were so old, they've been around forever, but also not a great place to work from. You have these babushkas, these grandmothers, kind of planting new flowers. They seem to do this every like 2 weeks or so. Like I think it's nice, but it's a huge waste of money. So after a nice walk through the park, seeing the monument, my house is just in this building right on the other side. And it's my Airbnb, literally in the center. And this is that university that we walked by this morning. It's a really great place to live. Shumska 42. It's crazy how busy the street is and how many people are here, especially, I mean, I guess coming out of the university, but also just in general. And then as soon as you turn into my courtyard over here, which almost doesn't even look like an entrance, it's so quiet and there's nobody here. All right, so I had got home for a little bit to record a podcast with Alexandra, and now I gotta run out to meet a friend for some coffee. All right, so I'm normally not this rushed, but this day has been like actually a pretty busy day. I had that podcast that I had just done that went way over. Normally my podcast is about an hour. This one went for about an hour and a half, and then my microphone had broken, so it went even longer. But here I am walking to the park again to meet up with a friend for some coffee. So this is my first meal of the day, and wow, this looks great. Steak, salad, and another salad. Spasiba. So not only do we have a nice meal, and they give you like little chocolates, they gave us 2 things of cake to go. I have no idea why, but I really like this place. Spasiba. Alright, so that kind of wraps up my night. I'm actually walking home now. I ended up walking for the last like 2 hours after dinner. This is what you do in Ukraine. This is kind of the life. At least for my life, I wake up, I walk through the park to the gym, I have a great workout, I go get a coffee, I work for a few hours, I meet someone up, I go for, learn some Russian, I go for a walk, have a nice big meal. Like this steak was the best steak ever. This steak in the US would be like a $50 steak. And it's a beautiful place. And like, life is so good here in Ukraine, especially if you can earn a US salary or a Western, like a Euro or dollar salary, and you can live here while enjoying life. This is like amazing. So this was my day. I wanted to show you what it's like, but here are some clips of other things I've done on weekends and other kind of things to do around Kharkiv. So this is my other go-to coffee spot. It's called Sweeter. Most of them are really, really small and takeaway only, but this one actually has a nice setup as well. These markets that sell these Uzbek pastries with onions and like mutton and potatoes are so good. So I am at the local market here in Kharkiv. Let's take a look around, but it's just definitely a bunch of fruits, vegetables. Locals coming here on the weekend. Hopefully buy some nice stuff. So Feldman Aqua Park is just outside of the city. There's a free bus that actually goes from the last metro station. And it's huge. They even have these giant hamsters. I have no idea what they are. So I'm inside the petting zoo here in the Feldman Aqua Park, and there are animals all around me. It is awesome. I really like this place. Hey goatie, or sheepy, whatever they are. It's a goat. So here we are inside the petting zoo. They're ramming each other, it's cute. Привет! All my goat friends have left me. This one's
Последний вагон, самогон, нас таких миллион. О-о-о-о. Я солдат, и я знаю свое дело, стрелять, чтобы пуля попала в тело врага. Это рога для тебя, мама, больна, теперь ты довольна. Я солдат, недоношенный ребенок.